Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the show. So good to be here again this week. This is the second one I record because I'm heading out of town. I'm going to be doing some business training and visiting a friend in Florida. So I've been home for a while and now it's time to go just for a little while. And yeah, I learned so many things. It's probably 6.5, 7 weeks that I've been home now. And I fought it. I had a lot of resistance. I wanted to leave, to go, to be anywhere. And I couldn't figure out why, because I was actually very comfortable at home. It was peaceful and relaxing. And I was like, there was nothing going wrong or bad. And so I really had to start questioning this, like, what do I want? What am I chasing? Or what else do I want to experience that feels like it's absent? And I got a few answers, but here is a new concept that came out of that experience. So I think I told a few of you I had like 6 days sitting with my ankles crossed, looking out the window at the birds and the fog. I watched the sun come up and down. I watched the moon. And on about the 6th week, I started like noticing that I was getting this new awareness around success, or better yet, around failure. And I started journaling about it and sitting with it. And I came up with this failure formula, or the FEL formula. And I started teaching it to a few of my clients. I taught about it in eSchool, and I thought this would be a great place to share it. So it applies to business as well as personal transformation. So something that you want to achieve in your life. This is what we do know about success. If you are unwilling to fail, it's a very small likelihood that you will succeed. And I know that's kind of sad. It's not at all what we want to hear. And our brain wants to keep us safe, stop us from failing or making a fool of ourselves or being exposed or shamed. And that is why we are so resistant to doing something new and uncomfortable or unfamiliar. And let's just face it, if you're in business, if you have to promote yourself, do marketing and sales, it is uncomfortable. And we're kind of surprised that we even have to do this, right? Most of us got into business because we wanted to serve. We wanted to offer something great in the world. We wanted to give value and also be in control of our hours and how we did it, right? So most of us, and maybe those who are listening have figured out something else, but the majority, we wake up one day and realize we just bought ourselves a job. So we get to serve, we get to love what we're doing, but we really do have to work for it. Marketing and sales, advertising, promoting, copy. It's not less work than having a 9-to-5. That is for sure. So this FEL formula just made a lot of sense to me. And I was like, how can I interpret this in a way that it's for those in self-healing masters, in eSchool, in personal transformation, coaches, business, anything. And so that's what I'm going to discuss with you today. So it's an acronym, FAIL, F-A-I-L. And the first step is find what fires you up. Find what is fun and exciting. And so you can do this as I'm speaking through it. I'll give you enough time to do each one. So like whenever you think back to why you got into business to start off with, I guarantee you it was not because it wasn't fun. Whatever you were doing that blew your mind, And you thought everyone else needs this, everyone needs to know about this, and this is going to be so fun. I'm actually going to get paid for doing something that I love, right? That's what we all thought. I remember this when I was into hair, nails, tanning, massage, fitness, essential oils, coaching, all of it, massage therapy, new modalities. I was just like so fascinated, and it was so fun and exciting, and it was new, and I wanted to share it with everyone. And I was like, and I can make money, right? Because that's really all your service is it is the funding that will take you through life. Like, and if you love it, it's that much better. So step one, find what fires you up, what lights you up. It's what is fun. The second step is the A. It is align the actions that you take with the fire, with the fun. So an example of that is if you love, maybe you do energy work or help people grow their business, and you're like, oh my God, it's so fun. I love it. My mind loves like picking out the puzzle pieces and making plans and helping people reach their goals and dreams. That is super fun. And so now I'm going to align my action so that I can have more of that. And so what do you do on a daily basis, regularly, consistently? What actions do you take? So one may be taking care of yourself, waking up at the same time, beating the sun up, doing your morning goals or journaling about what you're creating. Maybe it's fixing good, healthy food for the day and take care of your body. Maybe it's getting a workout in. Like, what actions are you taking on a regular, consistent basis that will take you closer to the fun and the fire? So now we're going to get into the business part of it. What actions are you taking in your business? And are they income producing activities? That's a very important question, because as new business owners, there is a lot of thinking about what I'm going to do and writing what I'm going to do and like figuring it out. A lot of time like in the mind instead of in action. So it could be, am I posting on social media? And am I writing emails to talk to my customers, to talk to my audience? Am I doing lives and reels or podcasts and telling people what I offer or what is available? Am I giving them some sort of value in advance? Like what I'm doing here, like this FELL formula. Like once I really sat with it, I was like, oh my God, I've been doing this like the whole 27 years and I didn't even know it. It's just, I suddenly have clarity and I was able to put it into this little package and present it. So are the actions that you're taking regularly and consistently leading you to what fires you up and is fun? The I is imagine the impossible. Now, you know, my favorite phrase is, I'm willing to be surprised by what my mind has yet to imagine or experience. So when you're imagining the impossible, it's kind of the same thing. You're imagining something that you actually have not done yet. And your mind is going to want to know the how. You're going to want to figure out, how do I get that or do that? But I want you to resist and instead come back to imagining it has already happened. So if my vision is to have my company represented across the world, like in all countries, right? If I want 10,000 coaches representing the integrative mind-body approach and helping people heal their minds, heal their bodies, heal their money. If that's my vision, then I am imagining that that has already happened. We have millions of people in our network. We have hundreds of thousands of people who are getting help, who are receiving the benefits of what the integrative mind-body coaches are offering. And we actually have access outside of the United States. So there's a demand worldwide because it is so phenomenal and the results are so amazing and people are healing at massive layers and levels. And so I get to imagine that and then feel what it feels like. So when I imagine the impossible, because I haven't helped 1 million people yet, right? I don't have 10,000 coaches yet, but I get to imagine it and that makes it real right now. I can physically, viscerally feel it. It feels fun. I feel some vibrating. I feel alive in my body. So imagining the impossible, it's part of the law of attraction. Like you have to feel. And whenever you're in that excitement of having achieved it, then you actually elevate your energy, right? It feels good. So like you're imagining losing 30 pounds, you're imagining finding the love of your life, you're imagining building a business that reaches worldwide. Like I'm creating an impact. It feels so good. And so that's the I, you imagine the impossible and you experience it right now. And the L, this is the good one. The L is to lean in to the change and discomfort, leaning into the questioning and the resistance. You're leaning into the unfamiliarity, right? So it's like when we are going through transformation and change, we have different layers of things that are happening. So the mind can imagine that is what I want. And the body is like, that feels really good. And then there's a thought, well, how are you going to do that? You can't do that. And you start hearing the voices in your community, in your environment, with your family, all of the limiting beliefs that you have been indoctrinated with and surrounded by probably most of your life. I'm right there with you, boom. I get it. And so you are in a battle of beliefs. The part of you, the higher version of you, the future self that already imagines it, that already believes it, that's already like planted the seed. And then the part of you that hasn't experienced it yet, the part of your mind that wants to know how to do it, that says you have to dot the I's and cross the T's, and you need to be able to do it a certain way in order to have authority. And so you've got this battle, right? Disbelief and belief, imagination, limitation. And so you lean into feeling all of that discomfort. It is very uncomfortable when you are in a battle for your beliefs. So lean in and do it anyway. Do what? Right? Do what? Do the aligned action. That's what you do. You take the action even though you don't feel like it. Feelings follow action. We think it's the other way around. Like, oh, I need to feel like doing it. I need to feel excited. I need to feel motivated. That's actually not how it works. When you're taking action, it will result in feeling good. Think about when you go to the gym. No one ever wants to get up and go. No one feels like it. Once you start moving your body, then the feelings come. Then you're inspired. Then you're motivated. So you want to lean in. Don't try to make it go away. Don't deny it. Don't think that you shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Instead, you want to embrace that. You want to lean into it, get closer to it. And so as you're moving forward, you're taking aligned action and you're taking it toward the goal, which is the first thing that you set. That's the fire and that's the fun. And it's like, that's the actual goal is I'm going to create this big monster, this big thing. And then I'm going to take the steps towards it. I'm going to imagine the impossible has already happened and it is happening right now as I speak. And my only job is to keep steps going forward and to keep coming back to imagining the impossible. That's it. I just keep taking steps as if it's so until it is. It's almost like believing it into happening. So that's what I have for you this week. Fail forward, fail your way into success. And I can add a little bit like more spins onto this, but just for this one, I'm just going to use fail. I can extend it all the way to failing and failure. I've been doing a lot of playing in my spare time and coming up with a lot of different spins on this. But the most important part of those 4 parts is how can you really, like, instead of trying to make something happen or follow what someone else is doing, what is fun for you? What do you love doing? I love coaching. I love geeking out on human design and astrology and energy work. I love being in conversation with the healers of the world. I love speaking about things that we cannot see. I love the way it feels. And I love the connection that I have with community whenever I'm sharing that intimate space. Those things are really fun for me. And so I imagine having a community with thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people where we're having this conversation day in and day out all across the world. We can do this on Zoom. We can do this in person, because now there really are no limitations. I can train anyone, anywhere. And so I get to keep that fun feeling all day long if I want to, because I just keep coming back to it. I find it. It's inside of me. So I just have to find it and fire up the furnace. Like, oh my God, it's so fun and exciting and I can't wait. And we're going to do the live events and we're going to like have amazing food and we're going to do all of these sessions and we're going to have massage therapists and body workers and energy workers. And it's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to take the aligned action. I'm going to tell people about it. I'm going to do a podcast about it. I'm going to teach about it. I'm going to go into my social media and reels and just going to keep talking about it because it feels good and fun. And I'm going to imagine that we got all the way. I'm going to imagine what seemed like it was impossible. And then I'm going to lean into the discomfort of the resistance and the parts of me and the parts of my environment that don't believe it's true or doesn't believe it could happen. 4 steps. Let me know how it goes. If you know anyone who is kind of not sure what move to make next, maybe they're like, I want to go into business for myself, or I want to grow and expand my business. I want to scale. I want to reach more people. I want to train my team. I want to create bigger impact in the world. Send them the podcast. Let them know that there's something here for them that they can benefit from, and leave a rating and review. I would love that so that the podcast can reach more people. Wishing you an amazing week. If you're not already in the More Than Mindset Facebook group, you can join us there. That's it. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.